Hello, my name is Paola Castillo Ordonez, and today I am here to present a significant chapter in industrial history. Radium Girls, a dark chapter in New Jersey's industrial history. Before we start, let me outline the objectives of this presentation. Explain the industrial and social conditions that led to the Radium Girls incident. Describe the health effects of radium exposure on the Radium Girls. Highlight the legal battles and ethical issues related to the case. Discuss the impact on global environmental and worker safety policies. Table of content, timeline of events, photos of the site, health effects of radium exposure, radium health and environment, impact of Radium Girls on global environmental health and worker safety policies. Timeline of events, locations, United States Radium Corporation, Orange, New Jersey. In 1917, the United States Radium Corporation begins operation, and young women are hired to paint watch dials with radium-based paint. They were instructed to lip point brushes to give fine details, leading to the ingestion of radium. In 1920, initial health problems appear: jaw pain and tooth decay. In 1924, Dr. Elise Hamilton identifies radium as the cause of the workers' illnesses, drawing media attention to the issue. In 1925, Grace Friars, one of the affected workers, decides to sue United States Radium Corporation, and more women come forward with similar health issues. In 1927, the legal battle intensifies with 4 more lawsuits, being 5 in total. In 1928, an out-of-court settlement is reached, providing the Radium Girls with compensation and medical coverage. In 1930, continued advocacy and legal battles lead to further scientific studies confirming the dangers of radium exposure. Elizabeth Damon was one of the main scientists. In 1949, Catherine Schroep, the last of the original Radium Girls, passes away from radium-induced cancer. In 1970, after implementing mandatory safety measurements, United States Radium Corporation ceases operations. In Figure 1, we can observe the paint application building of United States Radium Corporation. In Figure 2, we can observe the inside of the building. Figure 3, we can observe another photo of the inside of the building. Health effects of radium exposure. Radium can enter the body through inhalation, ingestion, or in rare cases through emitted radiation. Long-term exposure can cause cancer, particularly bone cancer and lung cancer, bone deterioration and necrosis, anemia, leukemia, tooth fractures, reduced bone growth. Acute exposure can cause birth defects, temporary sterility, and cataracts. Here we can see an image of a necrosed jaw, and here we can see an image of a birth defect. In Figure 4, we can observe a chart of dose-response relationship for female dial workers, a total of 61 bone sarcomas and a total of 21 head carcinomas. In Figure 5, we can observe here 66 have developed bone cancer. The health of the watch dial painters has been followed up for a long time with decent estimates of the radiation dose delivered to the bones of 2,403 formal dial painters. Of these, 64 have developed bone cancer. Radium health and environment. Natural occurrences of radium near uranium and thorium deposits, in phosphate rock deposits, which are particularly mining areas. Anthropogenic sources near radium processing facilities, oil and gas production areas, phosphate fertilizer application. Radium can be taken up from these sources and spread to water, air, and end up in plants and food. In Figure 6, we can observe a bar graph illustrating the estimates of natural radium in the diet from various locations, being India the country where the study showed the highest concentration of radium in the diet, followed by New York, and Italy being the lowest. Impact of radium girls on global environmental health and worker safety policies. Timeline of key milestones for worker safety improvement. In 1927, landmark lawsuit by radium girls. In 1930, further scientific studies confirm radium dangers. In 1938, the Fair Labor Standards Act was established, setting minimum wages. In 1940, various states implemented their own workers' safety regulations in response to growing awareness of occupational hazards. These regulations mandated safer working conditions, use of protective equipment, and regular inspections. In 1965, the publication of Silent Spring raised awareness of environmental hazards. In 1970, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration was established. In 1980, the Comprehensive Environmental Response, Compensation, and Liability Act was enacted to address hazardous waste sites. In 1990s and 2000s, OSHA introduced more stringent guidelines for handling hazardous materials, and continuous updates were made to worker safety standards. This is the summary starting in 1917 and ending in 1970 with the ceasing of operations by United States Radium Corporation and OSHA creation. These are the references. Thank you for your attention. I am open to any questions you may have.